Welcome to Study Time, a televised home learning program produced by Rwanda Basic.
Hello students, are you okay? Oh, nice. This is biology lesson, senior 6. My name is Claude, a biology teacher. The topic of today is need for energy. It is unit number 5. The unity is called energy from respiration. What is the objective of our lesson? Is at the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the need of energy by living organism. Be ready, pay attention, take your notebook, and then at least you will try to write some explanation. Be ready. That is the objective of our lesson. When we talk about the energy, what do you understand? Who can try? Oh, nice, you can try. Yes? 1 second is enough. Oh, nice, nice. You can give him a big clap. He has tried. Energy is the ability to do the work, ability to do the activities. Every activity we do in our daily life needs what? The energy. Even sitting, you cannot sit in a good position to remain balanced in that position. You need energy. Now, that is the definition of energy as the capacity to do the work. What does it mean? To move the mat against opposing forces, you cannot move a given substance or a matter without using the energy. Are you getting the point? So, everything to move from its position needs what? Energy. Let's take an example in our daily life. If we need some nutrients in our body, they have to be transported in the blood from one part to another part. To be transported, those nutrients, there is requiring of the energy. That's why everything to happen in our life needs what? The energy. But remember, the energy we are talking about is the energy from respiration. But even if we are talking about that energy, remember, we have different forms of energy. Can you list some? Yeah, this is another way of defining this energy. You can say also is that the ability to rearrange a collection of matter, such as a moving table, from one place. You can look here. If I try to move this table from this place to another place, it requires what? The energy. I have to use the energy so that I can move this table from this place to another place. Not only that, even to move, even to talk. As I'm talking, I require the energy. Everything, even to think, the brain, our brain cannot work when there is what? There is no energy. Are you getting the point? Yeah, to think, you cannot think. When you think, you use a lot of energy. That's why, because we are using the energy in our daily activities, you need also to take another energy, to replace the energy that you have used That is the energy we are talking about. Now, the energy we are talking about, where that energy comes from, it comes in many ways. But all the energy you have, the major source of energy in this world is what? Is the sunlight. Is the sunlight. How? For example, here we have what you call producers. Producers are what? They are plants. They are green plants. Green plants and the algae, they are green. Why? They possess what you call chlorophyll. Because of that pigment, they really absorb the sunlight. You know the sunlight, when the sunlight comes, the sunlight is going to be this is sunlight, is going to be absorbed by producers. Then the producers, they do what? They do what you call photosynthesis. When they do photosynthesis, photosynthesis is what? Who can define photosynthesis? Who can try? Yes, you can try, no problem. Oh, yes. Is it the process? You are right there. By which green plants and algae make their own food by using what? By using carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of the sunlight. When the sunlight is not there, no photosynthesis cannot happen. And then, through using that sunlight, these producers, they are called producers, they are going to do what? To make their own food. When they make the food, plants, animals, including human beings, we are going to consume on that plant. For example, let's take this, the second one. They are what you call consumers. They are called primary consumers. They are the first organism to feed on what? On these plants. If they feed on the plants, they get the energy. Here, we can give example of herbivores like a cow. When a cow eats grasses, they are plants. The cows, they do get the what? The energy from this plant. That energy, cow is going to be used in different activities such as growth, such as movement. Now, even we have here the secondary consumers. And then finally, we can have tertiary consumers. And then we can have decomposers. So what I want to tell here is to show how this one is the source of all energy we have in this world. For example, if they get this one, they can do metabolic activity. Then we get heat energy. This one can move. All the energy we get, even this secondary consumer, suppose it's human, that eats the cow here, gets the energy that have been originated from the sunlight. Are you getting that? All the energy you have, they do come from where? From the sunlight. Are you getting the point? Are you okay? Nice, let's continue. Now, we have different forms of energy. We have what we call kinetic energy, we have potential energy, we have thermal energy. Thermal is also called heat energy, or even light energy, the one we are talking about. All those energy, they help in our daily life. You can see on the diagram. Look here on the screen. You see here we have this organism, is a human being, taking something on the hand, like a ball. I can show, if to take this ruler in my hands, it requires me to be in this position of what? Of getting this. If I don't have energy, I cannot take this, I cannot carry this, I cannot take this one. So this one is what you call potential energy. Is energy that an object or an organism possess according to the positional structure. This is my position. So I take this ruler in my hand. Then the ruler remains here. So I use the energy. The energy I'm using is what you call potential energy. Are you getting like this? Here we have also what you call kinetic energy. You see? Are you getting me? If I do like this, for example, that chalk is going to do what? To move. It's going to move from one place to another place. Are you getting the point? If it moves from one place to another place, is what you call kinetic energy. It means is energy that an object possesses at the motion when it is moving. It is moving. No. If you do like this, it is moving. How? Why is it moving? It is because it has what you call. It is because it has what you call kinetic energy. Now, here we have what you call thermal energy. It is also called heat energy. It comes from what? From friction. Are you getting the point? Friction. For example, I have this ruler and a chalk. If I try to do like this, there is energy which is going to be produced there. How do we call it this energy? Oh, we call it thermal energy. There is heat which is going to be produced because there is friction of what? Of the object. Even in our body, if those substances, they are moving in our body, sometimes there is friction. There is friction of substances. The energy that's going to be produced there is what you call heat energy. And then we have also what you call sunlight energy. This energy we talked about, which is the major origin of what? Of all energy in this world. That this sunlight is the one that caused the plant to be able to make their own food. And that food, we are going to eat them. For example, if you eat beans, those are plants. If you eat cabbages, those are plants. Because plants, they try to use it in the process called photosynthesis. For example, if you have this carbon dioxide plus water, actually this carbon dioxide comes from, when we breathe out, this carbon dioxide is going to be used to be taken by what? By green plants. And then water comes from the soil. Then when they reach in the leaves, they want to meet with this carbon dioxide. Then they produce food. Which food? This is glucose plus oxygen. Are you getting this? But when there is no sunlight, this cannot happen. So sunlight has to be there. And not only this, even what you call chlorophyll. All those, when they are there as condition, these are going to produce, this is glucose, which is a kind of food. Then from this glucose, we'll get what? We'll get the energy, because the presence of the sunlight. So the sunlight is the major source of what? Of the energy. Now let's move. Now potential energy you have defined. What is potential energy? Light energy. This energy used during photosynthesis, as I have shown you. Okay. Now, why living organism needs energy? You can ask that question. Why do we need energy? Living organism. When you talk about living organism, you understand those organisms that possess life, that they can reproduce, they can grow, they can locomote, they can do different, even death, they can die. All those organisms, we call it living organisms. So why they need energy? So they need energy for growth. If you don't get the energy, actually those like this glucose, if you don't eat carbohydrates, if you don't eat proteins, you will not be able to grow. And then from those substances, we get the what? The energy that can help us to grow. What's meaning grow? Is to increase in the size and change the body. What you call development, changing of the body, because you get the energy. Let's go. Yeah, you see, here we have these smaller kids, then you grow until this stage because of the energy. It's the same as here. Here we have eggs, tadpole, metamorphose, then we get frog because of what? The energy. Now, we need the energy also for metabolism. What do you understand about metabolism? This is the process of anabolism where large molecules can be synthesized from small molecules. Let's take an example. Amino acids can build together to form what? To form protein. That cannot happen when there is no energy. See on this diagram. Here, we have energy. When energy is applied, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids can form these macromolecules, can form big molecules that are needed by our body by using what? The energy. This is what you call metabolism. And then also, you see, if you take, sorry, I'm sorry. If you take these large molecules, then they are going to be broken down into smaller molecules, is what you call catabolism. All these processes, they do require what? The energy. Are you getting the point? So for different metabolism to occur in our body, we need the energy. The energy which comes from where? From respiration. Let's go. And then also we need the energy for the movement, locomotion. You see, I can move. When I'm moving from one position to another position, it requires me the energy. When I run, I cannot run when I don't have the energy. That's why every time you go, you take your breakfast, you take your lunch, you take your dinner, all those, they help you to get the energy that you can use. Hey, let's see on the diagram what's going on. This human being is moving. He starts to run. He cannot run when he does not have what? The energy. Active transport. Also, active transport needs what? Needs the energy. When we talk about active transport, what do you understand about that? Explain. If you have something to tell us. Can you try? I see someone want to try. Try, no problem. Yes? 1 second. Yes, you're right. You are right. Yeah, you are clever. You are very clever. I like how you give the answer. As you have said, active transport is the movement of substances from lower concentration to higher concentration against what? Against concentration gradient. What's happening? Look on the diagram. Look on the screen. Suppose we need these ions, potassium ion. We need it from outside of the cell, then we need it inside. To move across this cell membrane, this is what you call cell membrane, we need energy. We need energy to change these proteins, because, for example, suppose this potassium ions comes like this, then it's going to be taken on the cell membrane. When proteins look like this, needs to change the shape and then take it what? Take it that potassium ions inside of the cells. It has to change the shape. The shape cannot change when there is what? There is no ATP energy. You're getting the point? Even ions to move from inside of our body to the outside of the cell, this energy needs to be used. Are you getting the point? Oh, nice. We can go for, before leaving here, remember, when we talked about the transport across the cell membrane, we have talked about this active transport. Do you remember? Cell membrane. If you see, I show you. Suppose this is a cell. It has what? It has nucleus. And this part is what you call cell membrane. And this one is what you call cytoplasm. And this one is what you call nucleus. And then material, they need to come from, let's take, for example, oxygen, glucose, ions. They need to get inside of the cells if they are needed. Even if they are excess, also they have to be removed out. So now, this membrane contains what you call proteins. Proteins. This is the structure, the real structure of this cell membrane. Do you remember this structure? Oh, nice. Who can remember this? You can do it like this. Oh, I see. You still remember. Nice. And then here you can have some proteins. So those proteins, what they do help. They help to take, for example, if this calcium ions needs to get into the body, this protein, they are the one that has to carry it, but they cannot carry this without energy. Without energy, energy has to be applied. When it is applied, this is going to change, then take this calcium where? Here. Where it is needed. Are you getting the point? By using what? The energy. Oh, nice. Also, energy is needed to maintain and repair and cell division and other organelles to multiply. When cells divide, you remember the process by which cells divide? Oh, by mitosis, by meiosis. Oh, that one. Suppose you have the cell here. This is our cell. Then this cell needs to be divided into two cells. Because, let me come again. Those two cells, they are two cells. They cannot be divided. This one cannot be divided when it does not have what? The energy. Already, energy is needed to get two cells. Even two cells will be divided to be four cells. One cell are dividing. What's going to happen? If they are dividing, they do form what? They do form an organism. Organism is going to be produced. Are you getting the point? For example, let's take a small baby. That baby will grow into the adult one. Why? Because the cells, sometimes, let's take an example. You can see the arm of that baby is very small. But after 10 years, the arm is going to grow because cells are dividing. When they're dividing, arm grow. Then to divide, we need this energy. Even the production of substances, such as hormones, enzymes, we do need what? We do need this energy. For example, you know what are hormones? Oh, yes. You try. Nice, good, very nice. Hormone is a chemical substances that's produced by a gland called the endocrine gland to trigger, to stimulate some body activities. Let's say like grow. You cannot grow when you don't have what? When you don't have that energy, that hormones. That hormone to be produced by the gland, we need this energy. Enzymes, they cannot be produced without this energy. Even the maintenance of the body temperature. For example, if it is cold, you wake up in the morning, then it is cold. In the body, there are fats. Those fats are going to be metabolized. Then there is production of what? Of the heat. Heat cannot be produced when there is no energy. Are you getting the point? That is activation of chemicals. Like, as I have said, this process of glucolysis cannot be happen when there is not, when there is no energy. Muscle contraction, as I have said, you cannot run when you don't have this energy. When you run, muscles are contracting, so they need energy. Nerve transmission also need energy. The nerve to be transported from one side to another side, we need energy. So as I have said, this energy comes from where? From the sun, the sunlight. At the end, remember, we have assignment. First of all, be able to define energy. And then B, you will outline different forms of energy. Then finally, you will explain why living organisms need energy. So make sure you do it. Now, we can end here. We shall meet by next time. Bye. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.